So this is the 12th episode.
There you go. There's the start of it. You can segue off of that and go
No.
after
We're not recording,
saying
right?
what episode number this is. You say what else, right? Huh?
No, it's your turn. It's your turn. Yeah,
Nah.
say the whole thing out. Come. You already said my name.
I've
So you're already halfway there.
I've already used this our banter before the intro for like a video already. So come on, it's your turn to just like go ahead with the whole topic.
Yeah, I'll do the first topic. Don't worry.
Nah,
Yeah, come.
it's your turn for intro.
No. Come. Your turn. Yeah.
I'll say okay. So I'm Goat. I'm the one with the brown background,
profile,
and
yeah.
then I have a host here who's being really irritating today.
Come, just do the intro, fam. I don't know why you all of a sudden like I'm not doing the intro today. Why?
Because it's your turn now. I'm tired of it.
I told you season 2 is my turn, fam.
Yeah, this is already season 2.
No. Season 2. The season
You
1 is
just-
about 24 episodes.
Just said season 2, and just now it's your turn.
Fam, it's not even 12 episodes done yet, fam. We're doing 24 episodes a season, or 24 to 12, and we're gonna do it like anime style.
24 to 12. That's how math works. Yeah.
Yeah, no, first season 24, and then in anime every other second season is 12 episodes, and then they release season 2 part 2. So that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, I see 25 episodes there. Come. There's only 13 more episodes left.
Why do I need to do it then, huh?
It's because you're season 1, fam. Season 1. Come. So
What if we don't survive until season 2? Then you never got your chance to do the intro.
Nah, we will.
So
Don't worry, fam.
I'm giving you the chance so long to prepare for season 2.
Nah, it's
and
fine.
2,
It's fine.
you can do the intro for episode 12.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. You can do it.
I set the stage and everything for you. Just
fam, it's not even halfway, fam. You're just changing some things, huh? Not even even in anime, they only change it after episode 12. You're already changing it on episode 12.
No, I'm sure that there's a lot of animes that had end at season 12, episode 12. So it's fine.
Yeah, no, but they still have the same intro and outro. As soon as they go to episode 13, it's the new intro outro.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
There are
they
some
do.
of them that have
The same
intros.
one. Okay, then the same one. Yeah, no. They only change it after season 12. After episode 12.
Isn't the first season of Attack on Titan like that?
Yeah, it's 24 episodes. Or was it 12 episodes? But
Yeah.
it's the same
Okay.
thing.
They changed it.
They changed it after 12 or 13.
Just full of shit.
Yeah, you can go check.
Okay, then welcome to the Extremely Average Podcast, and then go ahead.
Fam, you can't see now. I have to edit the whole thing out now. See, I have to edit it out.
What do you mean? What do you want? Okay, I'll just say, welcome to the Extremely Average Podcast.
We are your hosts, Goats and Red. Your turn.
Oh, well, we're gonna do two words per sentence now. Okay.
Yeah.
Just your two average guys with.
I don't remember what is it after that.
Nothing to do. Okay. Yes. Next.
Fam,
How can you not know the intro? You just
No, I legit don't remember what's after that.
Such a bitch, you know that, right? Just your two average guys with nothing to do, entertaining you with an extremely average podcast.
Huh?
There you go.
I'm Red, the one with the anime profile, and Goat,
The bitch,
the one with the...
the irritating person giving me all of my gray hairs that I have on 21, I know.
I haven't seen you, so I can't tell if you have grey hair or not.
Yeah, you'll see me, when you see me, I'll have a receding hairline. It'll be at the halfway mark of my head. And the hairs on the sides, the part just above the ears, like that, just be a grey band, solid grey, that's what I'll look like.
I see. So you're gonna be looking like those most old Japanese guys.
Oh, I was thinking more of Dr. Phil, bald on top and then grey hairs at the sides.
I see. Oh, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's white people. It's old white people. Does your dad have full hair?
Yeah, he still has actually quite a lot of hair. He does keep it short though. But he does have a lot still.
Maybe you're the unlucky one. What about your grandfather?
Uh, his father has balding like above the forehead, but then my other grandpa has quite a lot of hair. Actually, has a thick
Okay,
like
what
head
about
of
your
hair.
uncle?
On which side are we now on?
Fam, your father's side.
Okay. No, he actually also has a lot of hair. He just has like a lot of gray hair as well. But he's a farmer, and people give him a lot of trouble.
Oh, so he's also balding or not?
No, he's not balding.
Oh,
He
okay, so
just
there you
has
go.
gray hair.
So you don't have balding in your family.
That much, I think.
Yeah, so that you're lucky. Wait, how many uncles and aunties do you have? How many children? Wait, no, I actually wanted to ask this. How many siblings do your grandparents have?
Uh, on my father's side, they were both like 6, I think.
Is this your
4 to
father
6.
or your
No,
grandparents?
my father's parents then. Yeah, my grandparents on my father's side.
And your mother?
And on my mother's side, it's quite complicated because they were all like married and divorced. So I don't know. Um, like you do not understand the amount of like intricate like layers there are on that side of the family.
What do you mean, fam? So your grandparents got married and how many kids?
Wait, my grandparents got married and had how many kids? Is that what you're
Your
asking?
mother's side, right? Yeah, your mother's side. How many?
Well, it's only my mother
Oh
and
no,
her
no,
sister.
not that shit. I mean, how many parents? Oh wait, no, how many
I don't
kids
know
did
how
your
many
grandparents
siblings
have?
my dad. No,
Fam, why? How?
because it's complicated.
There are two that are directly related to you. Two great grandparents that are directly related to you.
Which I never got to meet because they all died at a very young
It
age.
doesn't matter, fam. At a young age?
Yeah.
What is a young age?
I don't know. I know my granddad was 4 or something when his father died. So
Okay, that is a young age, fam. I was thinking like you're about to say when he was 70. Damn, like that's not a young
no.
age. But okay. So how did you have kids then?
What do you mean? You don't need to be.
No. I mean, how like you said they have a lot of other kids. So your grandmother, your great grandmother, had kids.
No, just okay. How many siblings do your grandparents have then?
I see.
Had.
Yeah, they had. My grandfather had about what 6 brothers and 1 sister.
That's quite harmful.
No, actually, we love sons in our culture, so
No.
it was quite a blessing to them. And my mother's side was, what was it? I actually don't know on mother's side. I've never really met any. I think I only know I've met my great grandmother's sister. That's what. I'm not my great grandmother, so my grandmother's sister. That's the only person I've met. I haven't met anyone else. I've never asked them either. That's sad.
You see, so you're a worse person than me because I have asked and I tried to understand, but I didn't. You just didn't ask because you don't care about them, huh?
Yeah. Basically. I just stopped caring, man. It's like too many. The old people always had a lot of kids. No condoms, no nothing. So they were just popping out kids.
Some traditional people in our country still have a lot of kids because they believe like
They're dumb.
yeah, they are certainly. Well, some of them are.
Especially the poor ones. Yes.
Yeah, that can't support the amount of children. But like the people that believe I'll get a lot of children because they'll just take care of me when they're older. Yeah, that's if they make it to an older age. Damn it! But who are we to judge?
Who are we to judge? But yeah, that's our rant about. I don't know. That was the most useless rant.
Yeah.
Unfunny. you know. But
Okay, it's a weird topic to start it off with, but overpopulation is a problem in the world. But maybe Putin will help a bit with the overpopulation. You know?
thing is right. I did well, I know that. So that side, those two people that we know have not, we haven't even, we told one of them, but she didn't even subscribe to them. This feel so betrayed.
Oh, okay. Now I'm with you. Why do you talk in riddles so much? I was trying to figure out who you're speaking of. Okay.
Oh, but what I forgot what her username was. Was it Ari? Yeah, this is Ari, fam. I keep saying
Yeah,
Ari,
right.
Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is Ukrainian, so she would not like hearing. Putin will help with that.
She is of Ukrainian descent, but only halfway, so it's fine.
She wasn't born in Ukraine. Okay, that doesn't matter. Whatever.
Yeah,
But she's
what
supporting Ukraine.
is a father
Father, yeah,
from Dubai?
the father
What,
is. Oh no, your mother is Ukrainian. Father is from whatever. Where she's from.
Bahrain.
Bahrain. Yeah. That's the place. That's the place. But anyway. So So I'm guessing you're supporting. Which side are you supporting, fam?
The side that is peaceful. I want to be with Antarctica.
I see. You like the cold. You like severe cold. Not even cold. You like severe cold.
You like to have everything frozen solid, you know?
I see. You like fish, fam. A lot of fish. That's all you like.
Oh, fish is actually nice.
Fish 24/7. I see. You wanna live with no.
Either fish or baby seals, go clubbing.
I see. Baby seals or whales. Whales. I've also seen whales being eaten there. But you also like starving some days. One day is when a storm comes, just like I guess no food.
Seems
today.
like we're staying inside now, and then you just get frozen shut in your house for like a month.
Oh, I guess this is it then. The end.
But
actually, yeah.
just quickly speaking of like being frozen in a place, so my parents were watching Murder on the Orient Express.
That's a nice movie. It's a nice movie. Yeah. Murder is.
And like the scene of the one that they watched is the train got derailed and it was stuck in snow or something like that. I only saw like while walking past. So then my question was, would you rather like in that situation, like you're in a train and the train like derailed, would you rather stay in the train and like wait until someone comes to get you? But as you can see, like the tracks are frozen solid, so it might take a while for people to come get you. Or would you be part of like the group that's like, okay, let's go and like walk backwards or forwards depending on like obviously the distance to whichever side is closer to settlements?
Fam,
would you rather walk? Like obviously
I am not walking anywhere, fam. A train goes really, really fast. So you're gonna gain distance quite quickly. And I know the movie, and when it crashed, it was far from settlement. So
yeah.
So I
would,
like plus
I don't know how long you'll have to wait until someone comes to rescue you.
No, fam. It was really cold weather. For tracks to be frozen, it's really cold weather. So you cannot just be like, I'm gonna put up some like 2-3 jackets and walk. Like you cannot
put on 2 pairs of socks and you'll be okay. Obviously. But like obviously they have more equipment for cold weather. I'm sure a train that is in such cold weather will have like survival kits, like thermal jackets. Why wouldn't they?
Why would they just be like, okay, the movie was based in about quite a while back. It's based in a few years back, so it will not have thermal jackets and stuff. Maybe a thermal blanket, and those ones that you have to plug in. So I don't know how you're gonna walk. I don't know if you've seen the video of these two guys who had a drill machine, not a drill, like a saw cutter, and then they plugged it in, started it, and then they plugged it out, and then ran to go cut it.
Did they think that they can charge up a bit of electricity and then use it?
So basically what happens, right, is when you start it, it starts spinning really fast, and then when you take it out, it takes a few seconds to like slow down.
Oh, to stop. But obviously you don't have power with that.
Yeah, of course, but like that's what
the moment it touches wood, it will just stop in place.
No, it's still going quite fast, it's still slowing down, so that's what they were doing. So how are you gonna do that, Yeah, so
Plug in the thermal blankets and then run as far as you can, and then what? Go back after it's cold
yeah,
again.
yeah, maybe you'll see something that way, but but so I'm basically just gonna stay in the train and not be a dumbass and walk away. I don't know.
You're just gonna wait until someone comes and gets you.
Okay. The thing is, right? It depends also like what kind of people are on board. If there's someone important on board, of course, then I'll be like, yeah, fine. I'm not walking a single mile. If there's no one
Yeah,
important, then I'll be like, oh, this is quite a big of a developer now. I have to walk because if there's no one important, I'm just gonna. They'll be like, they'll be fine.
yeah,
So
because they'll either just like leave you guys until the snow is like of the kind that they can come and get the train out of the way. Because they obviously they would want to have other trains running the tracks again.
yeah.
Because business has to keep running. People need to be paid and everything.
So what are you gonna be doing?
Well, I don't know actually. Like in that time, if you're saying like it's more way back when technology wasn't as good, I don't know. Like if you have decent clothing for keeping yourself obviously warm and like some method to get food, like if there's like a rifle of some kind that you can go hunting. Okay, well, there might not be anything to hunt in that cold weather as well.
Oh, well, you also have to remember there's a murder on board. So
Okay, but this is I'm just using the example of a train stuck in the
Okay.
frozen outlet.
Yeah, okay, I think there might be a gun. You don't know. Of course, if it's derailed, you can go through the luggages. But the thing is, right? If you're walking, if your shoes get wet very quickly, and socks are the worst thing to have when anything is wet. Your feet will be freezing to death. So I doubt you will make it anywhere that far.
Yeah, but obviously, I would assume that they have, those where it looks like a big racket that you like put on. I'm sure they have something like that, where you keep as much snow or like treading when you're treading like on the surface of the snow instead of like treading in
So
deeper.
you're a very visual thinker, huh? Visual
What you
thinker.
mean?
I'm sure they'll have thermal jackets, thermal blankets, they'll have this, they'll have
Okay, well, I just meant like some equipment that isn't just your regular pair of t-shirts and pants.
that.
They'll have something that's like covered with wool or something. I don't know what wool is a good insulator. So because they obviously have to survive themselves in the cold weather. They can't just be running from building to building with like a heater in them, like in the buildings to keep warm. They have to have warm clothing as well.
Yeah, so you see, warm clothing is fine, but I doubt you'll make it out. I doubt you guys will walk even 10 kilometers walking in extreme snow. Because if the snow is things are frozen, it means the snow is quite thick. I doubt you'll make it anywhere. Even 10 k's, you'll be like, yeah, this is quite cold. Especially especially if you're a traveler, fam. If you're going from South Africa to a country that's frozen,
You're going
solid
to
and
visit
stuff,
the Alps.
yeah, you will be like, yeah, this is quite cold, fam. This is cold.
Yeah, no, I'll stay here. I'll start making a fire out of like the wooden benches that we sat on.
I'll put up a SOS, and then I'll guide them to your dead bodies. Don't worry about that.
I'll tell them, oh, there were these like idiots that just left the carriages. They said something about like finding help. I didn't really catch that when they were just like leaving. But
Oh, of course, you will have a map. You know, we forgot the most basic things. You'll have a map around you. So if it's not in a different language, you could try solve things. If it's in a different language, then you just like, yeah, I'm just gonna
Why?
give up, fam.
Why would you need a map? You can just follow the train tracks.
No, but no. I mean, like, if you have a map, you can determine how far you actually ended up.
Oh well, obviously the train conductor didn't die.
How
I'm
do
sure
you
of
go,
it.
fam? The train derailed, and things
Okay.
most of the time trains derail in the front, not just randomly the back. Just like I'm just gonna pop off
Okay,
now.
but I'm sure that the guy operating the engine and the guy mapping the times and where you will be, they won't be the same person.
Nah. Your situation is being modified. They're all dead.
everyone died except for you. Now, what is your choice? Do you stay there or do you go?
You could become a carnivore.
I was
There's a
just gonna
lot of.
say, if you stay, you can just like start eating your crewmates.
I was going to say some outrageous things, but keep it to myself.
Just don't eat the liver or the brain because it has too much vitamin A or something like that. So
Yeah,
you can
sure.
just
that.
yeah.
So yeah, don't do the thing I was about to say, but you'll never know. But
What
still,
were, what were you about to say?
nah, nothing. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, I was gonna say, okay, wait, let's mute quickly. Let's what discuss this.
Just mute it quickly. Yes. No, I'll tell you. It's about some outrageous stuff, man. But what? Back to like get some views on this, so we can actually put this in the title. World War 3 coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
I'm gonna say coming soon to stores near you, like it's a video game already or like a movie.
No, oh shit! You're right about that. You can expect movies to be made soon, fam. Movies will be coming soon. As soon as COVID hit, there were movies about COVID. Movies are coming. World War 3.
But there will especially be something with the Ghost of Kiev and
Ghost of Kiev, what?
Yeah, it's the fighter pilot that shot down like 6 or so jets from, and apparently it's a big achievement.
I feel I feel for them. I'm sure it's a very big achievement for Ukraine. That shot down 6 fighter pilots or whatever to a country that has nuclear weapons. I'm sure they were devastated.
Okay, but didn't they say that after the World Wars that no one were going to use the nuclear weapons to have actual war again? Huh?
Fam, no, there's a whole the people are saying there's a reason why Ukraine, I mean not Ukraine, the US, the UK, they're also nuclear weapon powers. They're not joining the war, and they're putting sanctions. Like, fam, if you go to war, I'm sure Putin has an idea. It's like, okay, this would happen. I am not going to be like, okay, so of course he knew that the US and all these countries are going to ban them, put sanctions on them. That's fine. He knew it's going to happen. So he was ready, fam. But they're not joining because if they start a nuclear war, like as soon as they join the war, Russia will just launch nuclear weapons.
Okay, but also they did say that they won't join the war unless Ukraine joins NATO or one of the other NATO countries.
Yeah, NATO. So, what? I saw NATO fucked them over, bro. NATO fucked them over. NATO said no to them for joining. It's like, yeah.
Oh, no to Ukraine.
No, they didn't say no yet. They're just beating on the bush. Like as soon as war broke out, they could have been like, yeah, you're joining and we'll help you out, but they're not.
But I thought it was Ukraine that didn't want to join yet because of fear of Russia being like really extremely like acting out against them or something like that.
The capital is getting bombed.
Well, obviously now it has progressed, but before the situation where
Ukraine really wanted to join quickly, and then thing is, like you said, they will help. NATO will help if Ukraine was part of them. But it's not, so that's why it's really struggling. The US, UK won't help them.
Just quickly, like I have kind of a story to tell about the whole World Wars thing. So, one of the people that I know, let's just say it like that. I listened to what she and another person was speaking about the World Wars, and they were saying like how Ukraine and China, I'm pretty sure. Wait, no. How Russia and China were working together and saying like, no, it's fine. Russia can take over Ukraine, or like basically siding with each other. And she was speaking like, and she was talking about how this World War has been coming, and people have been talking about it for so long, even before Russia started moving their troops. And I was like, okay, wait, what do you mean about this? Like, how did they already talk about the World Wars and shit? And she was like, oh, didn't you forget? Like, China launched the warfare that's happening now with COVID. So she's one of the people that believe that China genetically modified like COVID and made it so that it is the pandemic that it is currently, and that's the start of this whole world war because they already started to thin out some of the people, and it's just like that.
Uh, a million people, million or 2 million people dying, it's not a lot to a billion.
No, but
8 billion people, it's not a lot. The population is
but
not.
from the perspective of like, oh, okay, now the like countries are investing more of their money into finding a cure, finding vaccines and working on medical expertise rather than preparing for war. So she probably like I'm sure there's some conspiracy about it, like saying that Russia and like these countries that are busy with the attack now, like they already knew of this virus and thing coming, so they didn't bother with hospitals and shit like that, and like being like, oh, with the whole vaccines and shit, and now they are just like, now we have all that funding for war equipment which other countries don't have.
Nah, it's really not good. It's not happening. That's not gonna happen. It's China and Russia did ally for the world wars. If like even
Mm.
China's, but China's not helping them. It's like if of course if the US joins, then China will join. South Africa will most probably join in and be supportive of China because we are in debt to China.
If we want it or not.
Uh, but there's so many memes, fam. Like the world we live in is it's so far gone now. It's like you see
But
so
it's
many
also,
memes about everything.
uh, okay, but like I know the whole thing about memes is like usually when some like person dies or some event happens, there's always memes about it. Like dark
Mhm.
humor, it takes form in that, and usually those memes are quite funny. Like even I know there's obviously a sad part to it. Like if someone close to you dies, obviously you're not gonna find the jokes as funny.
Mhm.
But like being on social media now, like the amount of people saying like save Ukraine and like giving links to fundraisers and shit outweighs the amount of jokes I've seen about it. So currently social media is just not fun to be on. Uh,
Oh, so basically, I know so many people that are like, against Ukraine because, even though they are going through, and I'm not gonna lie, I have nothing to say against, I have nothing to say about this stuff. I might sound like it's the damn problem. I can't do much. It's nothing I can do, fam. It's not like if I say something, you know, I post a tweet, nothing will happen. Nothing will
uh,
happen, fam. The people I'm friends with, I know no one will donate money, no one will do anything, fam. They're just looking at, oh damn, that's so sad. Next video, see watch some girl, watch twerking and stuff. But I know this friend. They sent me like a huge post about like Ukraine's sent troops to fight in Afghanistan. They were what? They were against Palestine. They were doing this. They were speaking the war. They were speaking against Palestine, and now they're asking the world to help them fight against Russia. People are calling him, that's what people are calling him, a comedian. Who's just in a disguise of a president. It's
Wait,
just
who are they calling a comedian now? Sorry.
people. So basically, Palestinians, people that supported Palestine, supported other countries, they're just calling the president of Ukraine a comedian because now he's just changing his stance and now he's the one who needs help and wasn't helping anyone. Ah, you know.
Okay, well, I think this is currently one of those topics where I just don't know or care really too much about to like go and do research of like,
That is true,
oh
yeah.
yeah, like 40 years ago, Ukraine said, haha, get fucked when this small country in Africa got bombed by
Oh,
one of its neighboring
what?
countries.
What?
No, I'm
Fam, I
making
said
things up.
Palestine.
Yeah, I know what you said, but I'm making an example because I don't want to say, oh, yeah, Ukraine laughed when the whole Palestine and
They didn't
Israel.
laugh. They were supporting Israel against
Yeah,
Palestine. So that
I'm saying that I don't want to use any names because people are stupid. So if someone uses it, they'll be like, "Ah, no, this guy said, haha, he said this, whatever." Like, that's
Mhm.
fine. I'm also just dying now in the background. I took a
What,
sip
fam?
of water and I'm just like coughing my heart
What?
out or
You,
lungs out, and you're just talking here about um, what
yo, fam,
Zelensky being a
fam.
comedian.
Nah, fam. Fam, are you trying to be a comedian also, huh? People are
Yeah,
dying. People are getting bombed in Ukraine, and you're making jokes about the coughing on water, fam.
yeah. My third world wait no first world problems that I have. Yeah,
Fam, whoa. You live in a third world country.
yeah, but
That's more like a
my
fourth
whole
world.
room is my first world country. You know.
I see, I see, I see. Your first world country that's inside a third world country.
Yes.
That's wait. I don't know. Did we get labeled in? Didn't we go like labeled into trash status or something like that? Something like that. Like
Labeled into trash. What?
yeah, I forgot what the term was, but I think when COVID hit, the emergency state came on. We were labeled into trash state or something like that. Because like we were
Okay.
so bad, we were doing so bad. We got labeled like nah, fam, your country is trash. Be gone.
Mm.
But yeah, now go on. What you were saying about Zelensky? That's the
Uh,
president of Ukraine
yeah, I know.
who turned
I
into a
don't know.
comedian.
No, we were just making fun of me being a comedian now instead of
Ah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's all.
you really don't have any thoughts, right, about this?
Nope.
I was like, I also couldn't care much. I feel, I can feel bad for them. It's like, damn, that's that. But I don't want to go do research and all that stuff. I'm like,
And like the amount of change that we can do of like talking, like I'm sure everyone basically knows that there's like threats of a war coming, and the people that don't know, they won't affect them, obviously. Like, why would you go and tell like a tribe in the middle of Botswana, oh yeah, these two countries that you don't know the names of, most probably,
He's
they
gonna
are fighting each other, you know?
they're gonna look
Oh,
at you fun. No, not even like if you go to like the ghettos, to the townships in South Africa, fam, you're like, hey yo, these two countries are fighting. What do you think? They're like, they'll just look at you funny, bro. Like, fam, I am
I
struggling to afford bread,
Africa.
eh? What was that?
It was my attempt at a really bad accent, Afrikaans accent, but you know.
Oh, I see. So you're this township. Oh yeah, it's so funny, right? These townships speak of Afrikaans more well than people who've actually studied Afrikaans. Well, I
Well,
understand
you
why.
studied Afrikaans and you
I
just
studied
didn't
Afrikaans.
like it at all,
I
so.
studied Afrikaans for since grade 4, and I still don't know how to speak it. I know some swear words though. I know swear words.
Yeah, it's always so funny when you hear someone talking in English and then a random Afrikaans curse word seeps into the language, you know, into the conversation.
You will never hear me say a random curse word in
Oh, but
Afrikaans.
Lotus does. He uses the Afrikaans terms every now and then.
Yeah, he really likes his Durban stuff, so but it's another time. Oh yeah, but I don't know. Next episode we might have a guest. We should have a guest. We should have a guest, cause I don't know. I don't know why, but we just should. I just want the guest on.
Okay, I see. Episode 13.
13,
Yeah, I
yeah.
want to guest on.
Yeah. I want a guest on the episode where we changing the intro, but God's still saying it though. Oh, you.
Oh, it's way too much work. But we'll have to see the scheduling for next episode.
This week has been weird. We have been putting it off over and over.
Yeah, but we might have to do it again for this weekend. Which is what I'm saying.
Why this weekend?
Because we have family coming over, staying at our house.
What's happening?
It's still part of my birthday celebrations. My grandparents that come from far.
Yes. Grandparents. Yes. Remember you turned 21 in February.
Yes, I turned. Yes.
Yeah. You turned. Wait, no. Hey, yeah, you did. You're 2 years younger than me. I still remember. You turned. No. 23rd of Feb. It wasn't that long ago. Oh yeah, 23rd of Feb. From that, this last week has been so much work for me. So much work.
Do you want to share? Huh?
Oh no, it's just forms. I'm just signing up forms and
Oh,
things
what forms did you have to sign?
to get to come to get a place to stay and
Oh, like the
contracts and
contracts and
yeah,
things.
that's
Oh, like
basically.
the only form I filled in is my mother brought me a testament to sign.
Okay.
Um, she placed it on there like, yeah, it's time to sign, and I had to get two other people to sign as witnesses that I
Why
wasn't.
don't your just parents sign it, fam?
No, obviously they can't sign it if they are included into the testament.
No, okay, I just never give a shit, fam. I just tell my
Oh,
parents or my brother to sign like, first when you, what kind of testament? This is the Bible testament, huh? Signing some Bible
no,
stuff away, signing that
no, it's a
you'll never
testament
sleep
that
with anyone.
nah, fam. It's if I die, all of my possessions go to my parents or my brother.
What?
It's that. What?
A will?
Yeah, you call it a testament, a will and testament.
Fam, you're 21. Why are you dying all
And
of a sudden? Nothing
you,
really belongs to you, you're left on. Your parents bought
I
you,
have money in the bank account, so it's fine.
Ah,
But it's more because my mother worked with the legal part of like widows. I can't remember what the name is. But like basically what each person gets after you die. Like, it's part of your will, yeah. Um, like with that, if you don't have it assigned, it's a really long legal process
yeah.
to get the rights assigned to you or to your parents or whatever.
Yeah. That's
It's
why,
just to make such things easier if I die for some reason. Or
fam, your parents are planning to kill you so quickly, huh?
yeah,
They're like,
I am now getting my second payslip like today or tomorrow. So they're like, he has money, kill him
oh,
now.
oh, I thought it's because you're not studying and recording podcasts and playing games and trying to buy a PC. Yeah, yeah. You hopefully
That's
one
all
day,
grounds for death.
all like, this kid is getting on my nerves now. He wants to drill a hole in my beautiful wall and put an Ethernet cable in his room. So it's
I
time.
wouldn't have drilled it through the wall. I would have just like punctured a hole in the
The roof.
ceiling.
Oh,
Yeah.
but then you have to buy a really. Yes, the problem is you have to buy a really long cable. Like
Yeah, well,
you measure it out, and then you have to get like a bit longer just in case. You just
yeah, I was thinking, you know how you get the like you can plug it into your router and then you can take it to a place and you have the small hub that you can like attach to a wall, and then you can attach another Ethernet cable onto that one. Uh, so I want to do that where I put like that hub just when you get um, out of the ceiling,
nah.
so that I can change if I like change my room around, that I don't
Ah,
have a fixed length for Ethernet cable. So like if I turn everything 180 degrees, it's obviously now I'll have to either make a new hole on the other side to take the Ethernet cable through there, or I need to have a longer cable. So
that's understandable, but that's more expensive, But I'm sure our rich working man like you has money, you know. So as
I
you
have
are,
money, but I do not have permission to drill holes in my parents' walls and
yeah,
roof. So
So you have money to buy. I'm sure he's buying a 100,000 rand. Did you say 100,000? Yeah, 100,000.
custom water cooling,
Oh
all
yeah,
metal.
I actually wanted to know. Are you gonna get a water cooling or not?
No, fam, that's expensive.
Oh,
Where do you think I'll have the money for water cooling equipment, huh?
I don't know. Maybe it's like water cooling is cool, but thing is, right, you have to take care of it so well. If one leak,
Uh,
your entire PC is gone. You're just gonna be like, as soon as one day you just come home, you just see something just leaking. It's like one leak. And
uh,
you just see the countdown. It's starting to crack, and just like, yeah, that's that.
yeah, but I think also like with the improvements in technology, the chances of a leak is like slightly diminished unless you like bought really budget items and you set it up yourself. So, then the risk is quite high. But I don't want to play like the most I might get is an AIO, the like radiator with a custom water block to the CPU or GPU.
That's actually not a bad. That's actually not a bad idea. But I think like
Because
this, yep.
that's already encapsulated and like it has its own water cooling system. Like you don't have to have your own pipes and things that you lay down or make or whatever.
Ah, I see. Yes. But like that's for the future. Hopefully one day both of us will have. But if this podcast takes off, we'll
Yeah,
most
yeah,
probably
come on,
get a
guys.
studio.
Share the podcast that we can buy expensive things for ourselves.
Still shout out to. Yeah, but we'll give you entertainment.
Shout out, huh?
I wanted to shout out the city. You shared it, and welcome to the new
Hey.
subscribers, to the new 5 months. We noticed you.
Welcome to the club.
If you do listen to here, thank you for joining. But but that's enough of this for something that's not gonna happen in the future. But I want to say, hopefully we can get a studio once this podcast takes over. Get a studio, get all the stuff. But something in the future. But
In like 20 years, with the speed that we are growing as a channel. So I wouldn't like stay up late at night trying to figure out the logistics of where will the studio be and what equipment will we have and shit like that. So it's fun.
yeah, for now, just sit back, relax, and listen to the podcast, or even put it on mute and listen. And
Just play through.
just let it play through. Doesn't really matter. It won't affect us much. If you listen, maybe you'll get entertained, maybe not. But it has been like 45, 40. I don't know how much long, I forgot. But there was something I wanted to talk about in the beginning. When you started talking about what's World War III, hospitals. It was it was more for like a somber tone and stuff. What is
Okay.
the worst thing in a hospital? What would you say is the worst thing in the hospital?
When they steal babies.
What? What?
Code, I can't remember what code it is. I think it's a code thing. What are you laughing? I thought this was a legit question now, huh?
I did not think you were saying they're still babies. It's like, okay.
What? Well, that's obviously not a nice thing to happen because.
Yeah, of course. Or when the babies get mixed up, maybe that.
Yeah, okay, so I still don't understand why you're laughing at me like this.
It's because you just said it so fast and just like it was on the top of your head, fam. Nothing else.
Because,
like people dying, it's like such an obvious thing. Nah. Babies
Okay, well,
getting
people
stolen.
die all the times, and people that die a lot of the times are old people that have lived their lives, A baby, the parents of that baby, they just went through a pregnancy, like delivering the baby thing. And that's a whole process and quite traumatic and everything. And now they like give the child to the nurse to have him like washed up and everything. And then the nurse comes back and, oh yeah, sorry, we lost your baby in transit, How are they supposed to feel? They never got to know their child and they just lost them already. That's obviously a bad.
Oh, yes. I see.
What did you want to say then? Huh?
No, I did, from that to what would you say it was? Telling a parent that they lost a child, or telling a child that their parent is gone? And not born, like let's say I can still I know that like newborns, when they die, it's I know I want to say it's like a bit easier to move on, but some mothers really can't take it.
Yeah,
especially
compared to someone that you already know, that's obviously a bit harder because
Yeah.
you always have the potential of like, oh, what would this child have been like? And that's obviously going to have an effect on you that'll leave a scar. But losing a child that just got born, like maybe you got born and they died during the birth, or something went wrong or whatever. So that's obviously sad, but compared to losing your child that's like 1 or 2 years old, I would say that that's easier to cope with. Losing
No,
the
not,
new.
not even 1 and 2. I'm talking about like 13. Like 13-year-old just died in a car crash, and you have to break the news to a parent. You have to break the news, like either a 13-year-old child died, or someone, like let's say you have to tell a 13-year-old their parents died. What is
Well,
harder?
I think the parents would be able to grasp the situation better. Like, oh, okay, their child died, so you'll see the depression maybe a bit quicker.
I see.
Because like, what if you tell a child that their parents are dead? They would probably take a moment to comprehend. So in that moment, you can quickly run away and give like the notes back to the nurse and say, okay, yeah, there's a crying child in ward number 3. Go enjoy yourself.
I
You know?
doubt you would do that. Look, I mean, but like, let's say so you're saying, you'd rather give news to parents than to the children. Is that what you're saying?
No, I would rather give it to a child than to parents
Why not to a parent?
because it would be sadder to see the parents' reaction.
Why?
I
You
I
said
just think that they'll burst out in crying way quicker than the child would. Like if the child's parents died, okay, yeah, you can send the child to like an orphanage or something. It might not be a fun life, but I'm not going to adopt the random child.
of course
I
not,
don't
fam.
think I would.
Of course not, fam. Like, you obviously don't adopt them, but yeah. And I also think it's more difficult to tell. Oh, okay, no,
Parent.
I think the question was, is it more difficult to tell a child, no, a parent, that their child died, or is it just more difficult to tell someone, like, let's say, like a grandparent died, or someone's brother died, or uncle died? I think that was the original question I had in mind, but it changed to that.
Yeah, okay, well, in that case, it would be way more severe to tell the parents that their child died.
Yeah,
Because, like, if some further off family, okay, obviously your parents dying is also not fun. Uh, but like, I'm sure your parents have lived a full life until now, so you'll get over it.
no, yeah, no, actually, it's proven, like, it's easier for a child to lose a parent than a parent to lose a child. It's for parents to lose the child. It's much more difficult. I don't think any parent wants to bury their own child. Like, I think that's the saddest thing. I think that's the saddest thing you can ever experience.
It's just as sad when you see like we've and like some of the vacations that we've went on, we have visited graves of like I know in one place, I can't remember exactly where, but it was somewhere in Namibia, and it's like a really desolate desert where we were, and there was a graveyard, and not a quite big one, like it's like 20 by 10 meters or something like that, and it was a family grave, and they had a lot of tombstones, and like some of them were worn down and things, so we couldn't see all the names and things. But then it is way worse to see the tombstones that are short. Like it's like a half a meter to a meter long coffin, or okay, not coffin, but like the area dedicated to it. So then you know it is a child that died before they got to grow and like get older. And that's just always sad to see. Like, and then you can read like, oh, okay, well, this child died of like some virus or infection.
No, it's always. But yeah, but, I always think that child loss to a parent is more difficult. But what I wanted to say was, this if the older the woman, the worse it is for them to lose a newborn. Because of course, the older people get, the less likely to have a child. That's medically proven and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think for those women, it's quite hard to lose to, like, because I'm not 100% sure, like, this is just from like watching dramas and stuff. I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know. But I've seen like it's more like older women are more susceptible to miscarriages and just losing the baby and stuff. So,
but that just has to do with like menopause and the hormones and things like that.
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Okay. There you go. Now you know. So if you are a 40-year-old woman listening to this podcast, we are sorry about this. If you lost a child, it's somber tones.
Yeah, but just also quickly, compared to losing a child, for someone that's in like the 30 to 40s, compared to that, comparing that to someone in the 20s that lost their firstborn, do you still think the older woman would take it worse?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think like the young woman would? Okay, even though she has more chance to have babies still, like in the future, or children in the future, don't you think the like trauma of losing your firstborn or losing the first like life that you got would be worse than having an old woman that loses?
Now there's two things I want to talk about here. Losing a firstborn is much more difficult. It is so difficult for them Like, I know I can't really speak, like if you ever get a female guest on, we'll talk about this again.
Well, that also have to depend on the female's age.
Fam, what kind of females are you trying to bring on, fam?
Okay, well, I don't know. Okay, well, I know one girl that's pregnant. That's my age. I don't know other people that have children my age.
They don't have to be pregnant, bro. Like, just a female point of view. Females are more emotional. Not every female, fam. Don't cancel me. I'm still starting out. You know.
I still want a full career.
You can bring it up in the next, like, when I'm famous and millions of dollars in my bank account. You can bring it up, then I'll be like, I'll write an apology letter or some shit. I don't know. But for now, like, I would think firstborns. Firstborns, most difficult shit to lose. If it's like the second or third born, it's like it's sad, but it's not as sad as the firstborn. Of course, it gets depressing for the woman, and the father. I can say this because I'm not losing a child. Easier for me to say to actually happen to me. But the older you are, and if you lose a firstborn, it's more difficult, especially like what kind of culture you are. Because of course, I watch like a lot of Korean and Japanese shows. So in those cultures, like sometimes women they have they would, like, as soon as they get married, they need to have a child, and the grandparents are like, you need to have a child, get a child, and if that happens, they have a lot of pressure on them, and they lose a child. It's just more heartbreaking. And that, I don't know if you've read a report, like read. I don't know if you're on Google or something, Japan and Korea have a what?
You can only have one child, isn't it?
No, that's China, fam. That's China. China's the other Asians that have a lot of people. I'm talking about Japan and Korea that don't have a lot of people. That are what? They have a very low birth rate. They have people are not having children. That's the problem with the.
Oh, isn't that the same with them having quite a lot lot of old people? Like the death rate is extremely low. Whatever they die at an old age.
Really old age, and those old people are not leaving their jobs, so like it's creating like an imbalance. And I don't know if you watch shows like if you watch anime, so or you read manga, you watch them, you'll see how they respect each other, how they greet each other, so it's like it's becoming a problem. Yeah,
that is also quite an interesting culture. Like the way that, like, just looking at the way that they address older people, because like we in Afrikaans we have a few terms like that, like oom and tannie. Like that's more of a respectful way of saying like uncle and aunt, aren't family related. You can still use that. But in English you don't have a lot of words like that. You have like sir and madam, but that's also a lot more formal. But they have so many. Like compared to if you're a male or female referring to someone older or younger than you, or older than you but then, or like just higher ranked than you but the same age and shit like that. And it's quite interesting to see, but it's difficult to learn, I would say.
I think it's difficult to just grasp, just like I'm going to learn this this culture very easily, but it's a damn thing. They like it, they wanna be respectful, but I think that that kind of respect is just like it's fake, kind of, sometimes fake. You can tell, like you can just tell like someone's like just like like you could hate this management, right? This higher management, like this boss, you just hate him, but you're still greeting them. To like, fam, if it's like somewhere in the West, is like, and you hate the person, you will just avoid them. Like you look at them, you just look away. Like I'm not greeting you, fam.
I can't really agree with that too much, because like we had a few, like looking at in high school, we had a teacher or two that we really did not respect, but you still had to address them according to their title and respectful towards them. So I would still understand. You don't mean it, but you still have to be respectful towards them because they are older than you. They have a position, they have a job or whatever. If you like them or not, you have to be respectful.
What kind of respectful though, fam? When you start making fake lie chatter to them. Because I know, like, in Korean shows, they are like they like to do that, like, they could hate this guy, and then as soon as they come close next to them, they start greeting them like the best friends. Not best friends, like
there are always two-faced people like that in the world.
But that's how it is. But the last thing, that's I have some questions. Just yes or no, fam. Yes or no.
Okay.
Nah, yes or no. Just quick. Video games That's a new segment, so it's a new segment. Just say yes or no, and if there's a question, like if something you want to talk about a little bit more, of course you can. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Video
Okay.
games are making us weaker.
Physically weaker,
Fam,
yes.
yes or no, fam? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay, physically, there you go.
Okay, but no, it can't be just as straightforward as yes or no, because obviously playing video games can teach you skills. Okay,
Fam.
okay,
Go
I'll
ahead, go
shut up. I'll
ahead.
just
So
say
this is
yes,
why I
video
said.
games make.
This is why I said if there's like something you want to discuss afterwards, you can ask. We can talk about that. But this is just like yes or no questions. Video
Mhm.
games are making us weaker. You said yes. What about manga versus manhwa? You can
How's
just
that a yes or
you
no
can say
question?
manga, fam. If some of them you can just say the name. You can say manga or manhwa.
Manhwa.
Okay. English dramas or English movies.
Movies.
Oh, damn, that's so sad. Uh, what else? What else? What else?
These go on way too long.
What do you mean, fam?
Some of them are just like they have the same plot for every episode or the same story, and it just gets boring. They
Nah,
don't
nah, nah,
keep
nah,
it
nah.
fresh. So I'd rather watch a movie for like 2 to 3 hours and be happy with that. Uh,
Okay, then what about rap or hip hop?
Hip hop, because rap. Okay, I'll shut up. Hip hop.
Let's see, Metaverse or Microsoft? Or Meta, Facebook. Okay, if you don't know what Metaverse is, Facebook.
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Okay. Um, let's see. What else? Uh, this one. Like, I really don't remember the other questions.
Okay, well then you can answer your own questions. I can't recall what you asked, but so do video games make us weak, huh?
Yeah, like yeah, they do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Physically weak. They are making us weaker, fam. Maybe increasing our what
Like reaction speed
reaction. Yeah.
and coordination and like that can increase, but that's fine. You said
Otherwise,
yes or no questions.
yeah. No. Now we can discuss it. I said after you're done, we can discuss it. I never said
Oh,
I
I
was
thought
gonna
you
answer
wanted
that.
to end the episode already.
We can. I guess that's it. Then you don't wanna discuss any of the questions. It's fine. That's
Okay,
that.
well we can discuss. Wait, what was it? What was the other questions?
Manga versus manhwa, and
Manhwa can be more fun to read for me because it looks better. Um, like some of the mangas that I've read, they have nice art style and everything, but it's like strenuous to read. Whereas like some manhwas also have their problems. Like some of them, like fight scenes and shit, they just go on for chapters upon chapters where you just like scroll until your fingers are falling off. Um, and mangas are more condensed form, but I like the art style of a lot of the manhwas more than mangas. But yeah, what do you think?
no, I prefer manga. I prefer mangas because I'm mostly in for a story. I prefer
Yeah,
mangas have
I
better
can
stories.
agree with you. Manga does have better stories, or like they at least have longer stories in a way.
I think,
Um,
but I also do believe like manhwa can really fix the problem if they just make shorter versions. Fam, I do not want to like just one chapter because you can just scroll down. Yeah, scroll, and the fight scenes are sideways and like. I think if they adapted like the way mangas are made, but with color, I think that would be much better. I think that would be a much better sell.
But obviously, then if you make it like if you just take a manga's format, like they have the comic strips or what the strips,
Yeah.
and each one has a block and it has a lot of detail in. But then if you're going to have to color everything in, that it will be way more cost. It will cost way more than just the manga, which has like less detailed art, like bigger characters and things like one page for like a character instead of having 20 small like cubes with the character in it or whatever.
20 times. That's quite excessive, fam.
Okay, well I just made up a number bigger than 2, you know.
Like it's 20, fam.
Yeah, but have you read or watched The God of High School?
I've read it, yeah. I've read it. I never
Because
watch it.
that one especially has a lot of scrolling involved.
Oh yeah.
If I can remember. Yeah.
I did drop it, like like I think I had 50 chapters or 50 or 100, I can't remember. And then I picked up Tower of God. Is it
I
Tower
don't
of God?
know. Yeah.
It was quite a nice story, but and then I noticed that Venom is coming up, but I know both of them flopped. So
No,
that's
they didn't.
fam. People were saying they flopped. They're not getting a second season.
Oh well, getting a second season or not doesn't mean a whole lot. I would say that they were quite successful.
Fam, I actually
Um,
don't know,
there
fam,
were,
because
there were quite a lot of people that enjoyed them. I've watched and read both. Um, I did not like the art style for Tower of God.
oh,
Um, yeah, because that was more like the rustic look that the first season had, like the first season of the manga. Like after that, the quality improved according to me. Like I way more like the art style that it has now in the newest chapters, which I'm
oh,
a bit behind at probably. Um, but those ones look way better than the ones at the start of the season, which is the art style that they used for the anime. So I can't recommend that anime a whole lot, but
okay.
I do like the the one voice actor. What's his name again? Okay,
English or dubbed? I'm subbed.
no, a sub. It's the guy. Wait, have you watched? Wait, you've watched Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
No, I've
Oh,
read
you
it.
read it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, never mind. What
you
that
have to find
other-
an old anime if you want to tell me.
Yeah, but I don't remember what animes he plays in. But he has a really deep voice, and I really like him. Nah, it's fine. It's way too much work to this
Ah,
thing now.
I guess so. Would you recommend God of High School or Tower of God
For reading, Tower of God.
and watching?
Watching God of High School.
Oh, there you go. These are our recommendations for this episode. Quite a long one, but hopefully kept you entertaining.
Wait, is the recommendation unanimous, or do you just not want to give your recommendation?
I can't give. I haven't watched any of them. I've read them. I haven't watched them.
Okay,
So
then compared to reading, which one would you rather recommend?
Tower of God. I prefer Tower of God. I like
Oh.
I like the way it structures. Like I want to make a game like that, but I want to make a game like that, but it's not the easiest thing. But oh well.
It is a bit of an overused idea, though.
In games.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Not that much in games, but anime
Oh yeah, of
and
course.
mangas.
Mangas. Yeah, it is. Name one. Oh, except Sword Art Online.
I was reading one just recently. It is called Leveling with the Gods,
11 with the
and
gods.
yeah, and it's a manhwa, and in the manhwa, the main character is also part of like people that attained enlightenment and became gods, basically,
Okay.
and they are fighting in a tower against like other gods from other universes and shit. And then he gets sent back in time to like try and rewrite history or rewrite the future. And now he has to level up, and each floor has one main quest, and like all of them and they have a tutorial quest at the start where someone tells them, "Oh, you have this ball, which you use to communicate, and it shows your character stats." And that's the same as what you have in Tower of God. What did you call? What did they call it in there?
But how's the manga then? How's that one?
It's actually quite nice. It has 43 chapters, and so it's quite a nice read.
What's the name? Did you say?
Leveling with the Gods.
Leveling with the gods. Okay.
But yeah, there's quite a few stories where they're like, oh, okay, you have some form of a dungeon or a tower that they have to conquer and level up. And
See, but I want to make a game that's like it's kind of like a level. Like you can go up and level the more difficulty. But I want it to be like an MMO. So basically, let's say you start at level level 0, then you can work you up, and then really really good players are like sitting at like 8 level tower like 86 or whatever, and then they have houses built there because they can't go to the next level. Then they have these massive guilds, and each level has their own economy and stuff. Like just it's just how influenced by the top one. I think it was like uh, you have to reach I think Tower 10 in Tower of God, and then you can start build. You can buy a house, and then you can actually get into the real fight, into the real leagues and stuff. You can each place is just like a new world of its own. That's like the kind of game, but one day. For now, it's just
Yeah,
real life stuff. Hmm.
that is the same like basic idea that they have guilds and they have some of mythology, like they have Olympus in the leveling with the gods, and they have influence in the lower levels. They recruit people to join them and the armies and whatever. And there's another one. I think it was oh, Ranker who lives a second time.
I actually
I'm not
read that one. It's
Yeah.
uh, I think it was that one that I read that you have to get to level 10.
Oh, I can't remember the start of it at all. But with that one, it's also the same. Like each floor has a different setting and a different quest that they have to complete, and there are people that either aren't strong enough to continue, so they just stay on that level and like they created a community, or they are just like people that kill other ones that are trying to level up. So yeah,
Ah,
always stuck on the lower levels.
well, at least now they have a few reading materials. If you're not a reader, just watch.
There's a lot of anime to go watch. It's fine. We can't Oh, I can't remember if any of these that we mentioned have
No, they don't have
anime
except Tower
adaptation.
of God and High God of
God of
Iceland. That's the only two that have stuff you
War.
can watch. But otherwise, good luck, good luck. Thanks for coming, and God will lead us out.
Oh, okay. I didn't prepare for this, but in any way, thank you everyone for sorry. Thank you for tuning in, and this has been your extremely average podcast with your hosts Goat and Red, and we thank you for joining us today. And as usual, Teep curses you with an extremely average week.
Bye bye.